Yeah, you're right. Guilty pleasures. That's the theme of today's video. People are always jumping on your back when you admit to a guilty pleasure. Moderation. All good things in moderation. All good things in time. Yeah, you're right. Guilty pleasures. But it's not all food, right? There are other guilty pleasures. Some of it's illicit, right? You don't wake up the next morning feeling the same. That's not what we're talking about here for me, personally. A few days ago, I started missing Texas. Yeah, you're right. Started missing Texas. Something deep. Because it's embedded deep down in my soul. I'm born and raised there. I've been other places. I've lived other places for long stints, you know. We're talking about 10 years or more in New York. Here and there. And a good amount of time down here in southeast Louisiana. But yeah, you right. These things happen. You start craving something. You start thinking about something. And you just have to throw your hands up and declare, I'm guilty. I'm guilty. But it's a pleasure. Yeah, you're right. It's a comfort. Sometimes I'm craving the open road. I'm craving leaving. But it's been getting so bad, these Texas blues, over the past few days, I find myself spending a lot of time with Wayne the Train Hancock. I find myself listening to a lot of Doug Psalm, Sir Doug's Quintet, the Texas Tornadoes, Texas Ranger Man, I Love Your Daughter. Yeah, you're right. I want to make love to her under the Texas moon tonight. Yeah, you're right. So nothing's changed today. I'm craving. I'm hurting. Buckets have fallen out of the sky. Could not get out on the water. Boom, 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 drip, drip, pour, pour for a solid block of hours. So I just stayed inside. Honestly, I rolled over until I rolled out of bed and got up. Got the dogs out. Still drip, drip, drip. But for the sake of the red bone, the boom, boom had gone, and she appreciates that. A lot of us appreciate thunderstorms, but most red bones don't. Some of them, they just jump up and start woo, woo, woo. But this one, she just gets under the work desk and curls up, rides it out. But sometimes with a guilty pleasure, with something you're missing, something you're craving, writing it out is not the best option. Sure, eventually it goes away if you don't fall into it, if you don't give in to it. Today, like I said, nothing's changed. I'm missing Texas. I'm missing my home. Yeah, you're right. I just listened to a Waylon Jennings song that I haven't listened to in quite some time. I've been a long time leaving, but I'll be a long time gone. That's the title of the song. And through this journey over the last few days of missing Texas and thinking about Texas and other things, lots of things on my mind and things breaking and things blowing up, I discovered Charlie Crockett. I discovered some other Texas musicians. Yeah, you're right. I found myself feeling desperate. And now I'm going to utter the words I've heard uttered so many times in the South by many people, and you may have heard these words before. I'm waiting on Billy. Yeah, you're right. But until Billy lets me know what's up, we're going to give in to one of my favorite all-time guilty pleasures. Peanut butter ramen. Yeah, you're right. I had to get that out of the way real quick. So we're gonna start with 1 pack of ramen. Yeah, you're right. We're just doing the rundown on items. I started making this for myself in the early 90s. I've made it many different ways over the years, but this is how I make it now. First thing, of course, is a pack of ramen. Now, Dave sent me a huge thing of ramen. This is soy sauce flavor with no added MSG. We got cayenne pepper, curry powder, sesame oil by Kikkoman, and of course we have soy sauce by Kikkoman. Let's not forget the main item, peanut butter. So I usually buy crunchy peanut butter, but this was like a deal. This was on sale. 2 for something, right? 2 for 4 or 2 for something. I don't know what it was, but it was more economical. This is honey, peanut butter, spread, creamy by Food Club. There's one more thing. There's one more thing. I almost forgot. I'm going to just step off camera slightly here and grab it out of my cupboard. Sunflower seeds, because, you know, I don't have peanuts. I want this to be crunchy. So we're going to put sunflower seeds in it. So this soy sauce by Kikkoman, it's got sodium and a bit of salt in it. And then these are salted, right? A lot of people, they always, every time you tell them you eat ramen, they're gonna be like, oh, you're gonna die if you eat that ramen, you know, because it's not healthy. It doesn't have any nutritional value to it, really. There's saturated fat, there's a lot of sodium. This particular one is low on sodium, but the noodles, fried then dried, right? They got saturated fat in them. Normally, I just keep a little bit of ramen around, mainly for this reason, so I can make peanut butter ramen once, maybe twice a month, if that, right? But I have a lot of ramen now, so I've got plenty of time. This is all the peanut butter I have. It's almost a whole jar, so I can make quite a bit. I'll tell you what, usually I don't use the pack. Now this is soy sauce flavor, but it's not really strong unless you add more soy sauce, and then you're just upping the sodium, right? We're gonna leave out the pack. We're just using the noodles because look, all this stuff I have here, this especially, along with this, and then the salt from that soy sauce and the salt from this, and if I need more, I could. Oh, I forget. Let's not forget this. Peanut butter, normal peanut butter, has a lot of sodium in it. This has a lot of protein in it, 6 grams of protein. I don't know if it's 6 grams for this whole jar or 6 grams per tablespoon or whatever. We could always look, but it doesn't matter. I'm not making this for health reasons. This is a guilty pleasure. There are people that have guilty pleasures that run off into that healthy lifestyle zone, right? Like, for me, bean curd, fried bean curd. Like, I went days ago to a local Chinese place, and I was looking at the menu, wasn't sure what I wanted, and then I was like, oh, let's go for that because I love that. You know, Szechuan style bean curd. Fairly healthy, but, you know, that was fried bean curd. And some people would argue that, oh, it's not healthy because it's fried. Well, yeah, if you're eating fried food every day, like I said, guilty pleasures are okay in moderation. If you're really, really young, maybe it's not something you think about a lot, but the older you get, the more important the word moderation becomes, even when you forget that word and you have to use the stand-in like modest. So it's good to be modest, good to be moderation. Good to have moderation. Yeah, you're right. Let's stop chattering, and we're almost there. We're like, we already got this going on. You want to see what's going on? You could imagine what's going on over here. 2 cups of water is fairly standard for a pack of ramen. And it's almost about to boil. Not much of this sesame oil left in there. But as luck would have it, it has it up here above, buried somewhere down in here. Got another bottle of sesame oil. Back to the concept of the grass isn't greener on the other side of the hill. People always want to say that. Not just to me, but everybody that starts longing for traveling or going back to some place because it's not working out where you are, or you're not happy, or you're over it. You want something new, something different, or you want to put on an old pair of boots, right? Your Wranglers and your old boots. Yeah, you're right. So they always say that grass isn't greener on the other side of the hill. Well, I'm a fisherman, and this is what I have to say to that. I'm not looking for green grass. I'm looking for bigger bass. Looking for different places to fish, different places to discover things. And I also would like an old pair of boots or a brand new pair of boots, because an old or a brand new pair of boots, if you've worn boots before and you like them, well, it's comfort. Sometimes we crave comfort, and when things become uncomfortable where we are, we tend to crave something comfort we remember from another place, or we want to go seek out comfort somewhere else, or seek out something engaging, kind of like engaging like chess is. I find bass fishing and other types of fishing with artificials to be engaging, and fly fishing, but I also find traveling to be engaging, and I also find places that are super quiet despite the amount of coyotes and feral hogs to be worth a good night's sleep. Oh, and we are ready to proceed. Look at that. Smoke signals. Well, it's steam signals. We're working with steam. I've dropped the heat a little bit. This is not like a difficult, complicated thing to make. Of course, you're gonna see me doing things my way, and maybe they ain't gonna work for you. Maybe it's not your way. So maybe you should do things to your liking, right? To your taste. It's probably putting like almost a tablespoon of curry in there, and then we're gonna do way less of the cayenne. About something like that. Just kind of stir it around a little bit. We're gonna go ahead and drop in some soy sauce to my liking. Should be to yours too. Peanut butter. Now, to my liking, I don't want it super thick like spackling, and I don't want it super thin like soup. I want it somewhere in between soup and joint compound. Kind of like we're gonna play catch up, right? Think of the peanut butter as a roux, as a thickening agent. So how did I get the idea for this? I don't think I'm the only person who does this. Because I lived in New York and this is where this came to me, I had peanut butter sauce many times from different cultures, right? Different restaurants, Thai and some other ones. And sesame sauces from Chinese places, right? So this is right in there with that idea. This is just an easy way to make a peanut butter sauce. And you can make a peanut butter sauce like this without the ramen. But I just happen to like this a lot. So I've put in about 2 nice big heaping spoons of this so far. And because I'm a little low on salt, I'm probably going to taste and see if I need to add any. Now I'm going to put in these sesame seeds. I've already got my soy sauce in here, but I might want to add more. What did I call these? Sesame seeds? Sunflower seeds? I'm sorry. And just stir and stir, stir and stir and stir. You want that peanut butter to get melted into the water, get evenly dispersed. You see, we still thin. We might want to add a little more peanut butter. We might not. Some people might not want it really thick. But at this point, not all that peanut butter is dispersed. So you might be fooling yourself thinking that's not thick enough. And you add some more peanut butter and all of a sudden you got joint compound that smells tasty. So you gotta have patience, patience. I have the heat dropped back, of course, as well, because I don't need this to be on a rapid boil, just a nice gentle one. We got a woo at the door. I've tasted it. It doesn't really need more salt, but it does need a little more peanut butter. What else can I say about peanut butter ramen? It's a good way to make ramen a more substantial meal. It does up the protein. If you throw in the spice packet, peanut butter and soy sauce, that ups the sodium level. So by leaving the packet out, it's not too bad, because you know MSG is not good for you. So it does have some sodium in it from the peanut butter and the soy sauce. It's not bad if it's in moderation. A lot of protein from the peanut butter. The other thing I'm going to say about this, if you're going to eat this with chopsticks, a fork, or a spoon, there's a certain level of skill involved. And if it's your first time and you're sitting in front of a laptop, or you got your phone here and you're eating, and you're gonna find a lot of drips flying everywhere. There's a skill to this. Of course, I prefer to eat stuff like this with chopsticks. Works best if you wait for it to cool down, and I can't promise that I've waited long enough for this to cool down. It may be super hot. It may be putting fire in my mouth. But the skill, what's involved here, is to stay low to the bowl. Ooh, it's hot. It is really hot. The higher you are up from the bowl, when you slurp wildly, because there's so much of this stuck to each noodle, as you slurp, you're going to just be tossing droplets of peanut butter sauce all over the place in front of you and to the side, possibly on you. You want to slurp gently. Yeah, you're right. Ooh, this is good. This is good. It's just right. A little more soy sauce brought it to that point where it's just right. It's not too salty at all. It's as spicy as I like it. It's not over spicy. But one thing you gotta understand, this is really, really rich. You're making this ramen really, really rich like this. But for me, It is so enjoyable. It is a guilty pleasure, but I would never dare eat this every day. I think when I was younger, in my 20s, I ate it fair more than I do now. But I love it so much, I'm probably never going to exclude it out of my diet. Once, twice a month maybe, or sometimes a little more, depends on my mood. Because let's face it, a lot of our guilty pleasures are controlled by our mood or nostalgia. If we're in a crappy mood, we might want something like chocolate. We might want something like pizza. Everybody's got their own comfort food. Some comfort foods are pretty common, pretty standard. There's no surprise, right? Other people have comfort foods that may surprise you. Yeah, you're right. This is one of mine. Not my only comfort food. One of my favorites. Yeah, you're right. I tell you what. I am done standing in here talking to this camera, eating this really hot food, because I am sopping wet with sweat. It is very humid and hot in this kitchen, and my extremely patient, well, she's not always patient, but she's right here on the linoleum. I think her and I need to get out of this room and go enjoy my food. So thank you for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, being a member of the channel. And yeah, you're right. I will see you next time.